Hi everyone, it's Sophia. I am getting back into my mojo of making videos again and connecting with you all the various interests and things that I'm into. You'll notice my channel is called Follow Your Curiosity. The types of videos that I'm making really reflect that because they cover so many different types of things. It might look random, but it comes together and it all is all connected to make me and to kind of like embody what I love doing and what my life kind of looks like. So at the moment, anyway, I wanted to make a video just to kind of like almost reintroduce myself. I actually can't believe that I've been gaining followers and subscribers, sorry, and having all these lovely comments and people reaching out on here and through Instagram and through my other channels. Actually meeting some of you guys when I've been traveling around the world, which has been absolutely incredible. Considering I haven't actually really been that active. It's kind of crazy and amazing, the potential and how powerful this platform is, really the way the world is now, and the kind of amazing people I can continue to meet, which is really what I love. Also for me, I love learning. I absolutely love learning, but I also forget a lot. I've got an awful memory, and I was just rewatching some of the videos that I made back in 2021 or 2022 when I first made this channel, and I was thinking, oh God, like I forgot all of that, or I'm kind of a different person in a way, just because I was in a phase back then. I was going through a certain period of my life where everything just looked quite different to how it is now. I think it's really nice. Just this is almost a bit of a journal, just to kind of capture and encapsulate all these amazing things that I learn over time, and to be able to look back on them as well, and really to be able to share. That's what this is about for me. I love sharing. I love being able to inspire others, and pass things on that I learn, and help in my own little way, in my own little contribution to the world. That's really why I make these videos. I thought I would just tell you kind of what I've been up to and what's been happening in my life, bit of a life update, and just so you can kind of get to know me a bit better as well. And please say hello. Firstly, I am going to be quite rambly, so this video might be a bit long. I will be rambly. I already know I am. So I really would love it if you could just drop me a comment, say hello, tell me a little bit about who you are, the kind of stuff you're into, the kind of videos you'd like to see. Like the video so that I just know you're out there, and subscribe so that we can stay in touch. That's really what I'd love to do. I'd love to just build a community on here of like-minded people that share similar passions in life. I am Sophia, as I said. I am currently living in Scotland with my husband and my two cats. We have moved to Dundee now, so I think when I last made videos I was in Inverness and Aberdeen, so I had moved to Scotland. I was here, and it was around the pandemic time, which is why I think I was making the videos, because I just had a lot of free time, and I was really active on Zoom and social media. I work in marketing, so I have a degree in marketing. I've got a postgrad in marketing. My undergrad's actually business management. My postgrad's in marketing, international marketing. I've studied here in the UK. I was born in the UK, and I've been working in marketing for like it's actually it's actually 20 years, because I started working when I was 16, and I was doing marketing roles pretty much from then, just more junior, and in different ways, kind of customer facing roles. But yeah, I've been in sales and marketing for that long, mainly marketing. Sales, hard sales, I wasn't very good at, or I didn't really enjoy as much. Outside of that, I love Zumba. I love teaching yoga, and mindfulness techniques, mental health, being able to help people that suffer from anxiety, stress, mainly because of my own personal experiences of struggling with anxiety and stress, and management and learning techniques that have helped me, and also because my dad has been suffering for 10 years now. It was 2015, it kind of came about out of nowhere, but he's got generalized anxiety disorder and depression, which we've been managing through medication and trying to just help where we can in terms of lifestyle, which is very difficult for some people that maybe listening that know others that are in that boat. It can be quite difficult to get them out of that hole, and being able to kind of reintegrate them back into society again, in a way. So yeah, that probably because I'm so close to my dad and I love him with all my heart, it's probably a bit of that as well in terms of why I love to help people, and give them tools and techniques on this. So I've got a cup of tea here, so I'm reaching out. I just really need to sip a cup of tea as I talk. I also love tea. That's something that you'll often see me drinking. So yeah, so I that's actually kind of how I ended up teaching yoga as well, or enjoying that aspect of it and kind of specializing in that area in a way, or really bringing that into my teachings. I've got two ragdoll cats that I am absolutely obsessed with. I am married to an amazing man who I met actually on Tinder. So we're a Tinder success story, and we met, be 10 years next year, that we've been together, that we met. So we met October 2016. We actually matched on the app October 2015. We got married 3 years ago, I think it is now. We had an amazing wedding. I'll make separate videos on that because I was planning to, I just never really had time. But I learned a lot around planning for a wedding, and also around like married life, and going from being single to then, you know, being being in a relationship, a committed relationship to someone, and being married, and you know what I've learned from that. It's really weird kind of talking about myself in a way. Yeah, in terms of like my career and stuff, I was working as a marketing director, international global marketing director for a Silicon Valley tech company in California. So I was out in California a lot, and that's why I've kind of been on this hiatus for the past 3.5 years, and I haven't had the time to make any videos. I was really, really kind of full on with that role. So it was a remote role where I was based at home, but I did travel to London and around the country once a month. And I also went to California a fair bit throughout the year. It was pretty successful. I actually really am proud of what I did there, but was helping them launch their product, their tech software, and expand internationally. So outside of America, first starting with the UK as a blueprint, and then Australia, Canada. We're looking at UAE and Dubai, lots of different markets, and seeing the potential where it made sense. So it was really cool, really strategic, quite isolating in a lot of ways. I was on my own kind of over here, and then we expanded the team, and then we got a managing director, and we've got agencies to help us. We built out the clients over here, so they were then working for us as influencers, which was cool. I left there October last year. I think I officially kind of ended with them around December last year, and I'm recording this in July 2025. So yeah, I haven't actually been working since then, and I'll make a separate video on that because I've been up to some really cool stuff. I really was burnt out, I'll be honest. It's a lot working for an American company when you're British. This is my experience, but I found it really full on, just in terms of their culture. They're just so different, even though they're Californian, which is, they're actually quite different to the rest of America in a lot of ways. But they, yeah, it was really full on, really full on. They don't really have work life balance in the same way we do over here, and I actually didn't have work life balance, except they actually thought I did. I worked really, really long hours. I sat at my desk for hours. I was literally just sitting at my desk, staring at a big screen, four walls, didn't have barely any steps, didn't have a lot of time to eat. I was eating at weird hours, working just around the clock a lot of the time because I kind of had my UK shift it ended up becoming as we grew here, and then having to work with the Californians to make things happen. And they would start their day around 5 or 6 p.m. for us. I'd catch some of the early birds around 4 p.m. Yeah, it was very full on. So I've been traveling a lot. My husband got a sabbatical off his work for like 2 months, and then we traveled around the world, and that was incredible. We went to like, it was 7 different countries. It was 13 flights. I think it was 7 different countries, but then we flew around. Like if we were in a country, we did actually go to multiple places. Then we've just been trying to enjoy the summer in Scotland because it is beautiful here. And I've been on a real health kick as well. So I've been making videos around that and really changing my lifestyle. I really felt like I had a big decline in my mental health, my physical health mainly, even my spiritual health to an extent while I was working and while I was in that really full on job. I lost balance basically in my life. in a lot of ways. And then I had the wedding to plan in between all of that, got married, and I wish that I'd had more time and less. I wish my job hadn't been so full on so that I could have really kind of like, I don't know, done more in a way. But I'm amazed at what I managed to do. And it was really a lot of work because we didn't have a wedding planner. I'll make separate videos on that. And yeah, I'm actually really focused on my well-being and building really solid, positive routines and structures, and being consistent. Consistency is so, so, so important in life. That's a big, big focus and priority of mine at the moment. And I've been focused on just losing weight because I did gain a lot of weight for me, that I was actually in the unhealthy range for my size and my build. I'm quite short and quite petite. A lot of my clothes weren't fitting me anymore. I just felt heavy, felt really sluggish. And that was because I just wasn't moving enough, because I was just in a stagnant, sedentary job, just at a desk, and then eating at really strange hours, and not eating well either. So I've been so focused on just cooking really good food, growing my own veg. I've been really into gardening. I've been calorie tracking and really focused on increasing my protein intake, and just seeing what my, almost just, I've learned so much now about where I was making mistakes as well in terms of portion control, and the balance, having a balanced meal, and the times a day I should be eating. So I'll make some videos around that as well, because that's something I've learned a lot around, and it has actually been working. I've lost already in like 4 or 5 weeks. I've lost a decent amount of weight, healthier weight. I think around 1 kilogram a week I've been losing. And then I've been trying to increase my weightlifting, and getting stronger, because as you get older, you lose more muscle. So I've been really trying to learn more around how to build muscle, how to get stronger as well. It's been something that I've learned loads around. In terms of the spiritual health, I've done a lot around that to build healthy habits and routines, and it's ongoing, it never ends. But things that have really helped me with my mindset, with reframing, with managing stress and anxiety, and feeling calmer and more just healthier and more positive in life, and feeling connected to higher power. That's something that really helps me feel grounded and more in control, able to just tackle things in life, build more resiliency. So that's something that has been a big focus of mine as well. And I'm really kind of happy with how I've spent this time off from work. But I will be getting back into full-time work, or that's at least what I'm thinking about at the moment, probably from beginning of next year, from 2026. At the moment, I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do in life as well. I'm in that phase. I think I heard in another video by Ali Abdallah, it's called liminal spaces. And I'm in this liminal space right now where I'm just figuring out what my next step is. And um, it's actually a cool space to be in as well, because I'm exploring. Photography is something I've always enjoyed. So I have actually been looking at courses for that and thinking about, how I could do that. But I think again that would be something I wouldn't do it full time. I'd probably enjoy just doing that flexibly, just around my full-time job, because from being a freelancer, from being self-employed, from taking a break from marketing and trying other things. I think for me, I'm good at marketing. I enjoy it. I've got a lot of experience in it, so I'm able to draw. I can actually add a lot of value. But also the big thing for me is stability and security, and having boundaries with work. When you're self-employed or you have your own business, it's really hard to have that. So that's something I've been trying to juggle as well, because I do have my passions and there's things that I definitely want to do, and it's important to charge for those services, and those things that you're offering. For me, it's almost like that money that comes in from those passions and interests covers the overheads for for doing them. So for example, teaching Zumba, or your yoga, having the money coming in just to cover the overheads to be an instructor is enough for me, and I'm happy if I can just do that. I do photography, the money I make from that just to pay for better lenses and better equipment, and pay for photo editing software. For me, I do like working in a professional environment. I do like having stability and security, and knowing that I've got a fixed income coming in and I can make a lot more money from marketing. just because of my experience. It's probably just because it's a capitalist world as well, just how the world is set up in a lot of ways. The jobs that have so much depth and meaning and make such a difference in the world in a lot of ways, sadly, they just don't. This is my opinion anyway. Feel free to share your opinion in the comments, but I just feel like they just don't make, you don't make as much money, and you need money to live. And that's the other thing I've been pondering on. You know, how much money do you really need in life to be happy and to be content? There is a point of excess where you just got money and that you'll always find things to spend on. I think also for me, I do need something that gives me that sense of identity and independence, because at the moment I'm reliant on my husband. He's been so kind to support us financially while I'm not working. It's important for me to have my own income stream and for me to have my own identity out there in the world and really use the skills that I've been garnering and that I've got. So yeah, that's basically kind of given you hopefully an insight into a bit around where I'm at right now in life. I'm 36. I don't know if there's anything else that's of interest. Um, I am Muslim, so I was born a Muslim, and I am practicing. So there might be some things around that I might share in terms of spiritual teachings or things that help me in life. I am Pakistani by heritage, so my parents are from Kashmir, the mountains of Kashmir, Pakistan. I was born here though, so I am British. I identify as British. I've never actually been to Pakistan. I understand, but I can't speak Urdu. I do cook a lot of delicious Pakistani food, and I do wear the clothes. You know, I do like watching, Bollywood movies and listening to Pakistani and Indian songs. When I share some of the recipes I've been making, some of the food, you'll probably get a fusion of that in there as well. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that's worth sharing, but I will leave it there because this has become quite long. But if you've stayed with me till this point, thank you. Please say hello in the comments. Please like, please subscribe, stay in touch with me. I'd love, love, love to hear from you. And I am sending you so much love. All right, I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.